All right, here we go now with rotations, MLB.com. We did this yesterday with the lineups. Now we'll do the rotations. This is their list. 10 right down into 1. Cardinals, Astros, Mets. You can read it along the way. I think it's, you can't put the Reds third. I mean, I know potentially they got a very good rotation. I got to see more. I know Castillo's very, very good. Barra's coming off bad years, though. I got to see more. I'm not putting Cincinnati as the third best pitching rotation, especially in that little ballpark, third. My list, and Bruce will help us out here. I'll give you mine first. I'm going to put the Nationals one is a no-brainer. They got 2 great starters. So when you have 2, maybe Hall of Fame starters at the top of your rotation, you're going to be the first. You're going to be the best rotation in sport. Then you got Corbin sitting there at number 3. So I don't think there's any argument with them going number 1. I'm going to put the Yankees 2. And yes, I know they lost Severino, and that's a problem. And Tanaka may not be ready, and I get all that. But they start the year with Cole. He's the best pitcher. Him and DeGrom might be in the sport. So from that perspective, when you start with Cole, you can fiddle around with Happ. You can fiddle around with Paxton. They have enough pitching to get by. Tanaka. I'm going to make the Yankees number 2. I'm going to put the Dodgers 3. A little worried about no Price. We just did Buehler, but I'll put them 3 with the Kershaw combination. With Buehler at the top there, they'll figure out a way to get through Urias and Stripling, and I'll make them 3. I'll put the Astros 4. I should have gone the other way. 5 up, I'll go 1 down. Astros 4 here with Verlander and Greinke. They get McCullers back. The kid pitched well in the World Series. They see him 2. And I'll make Tampa 5. Tampa's got good pitchers 1 through 12, but Snell's coming off a horrendous season. Horrendous. Morton is pretty good. And Glasnow's coming off an injury where he didn't pitch well in Game 5, so against Houston. So chances to be pretty good, and I'll make him in the top 5. I'm not going to put him that high as MLB.com did. So I'll go, bottom to top. I'll go Rays, Houston, Dodgers, Yankees, and Nationals. Brucey, let me hear your order.
Hey, listen, I thought the selection by MLB.com of the Rays 2 was inspired, and you know what? I agree with it. I think it's largely attributable to the depth of that rotation. As you said, 1 through 12, they've got a lot of quality and plenty of quantity. But, guys at the back end of that rotation like Chirinos and Yarbrough have been terrific for them the last handful of years. Morton has been fabulous since Houston got their mitts on him 3 years ago. He was great again for Tampa. Especially in that wild card game last year. I think Blake's problems were attributable to injury more than anything else, and Glasnow is obviously a wild card. I think he was a little better in that Game 5 than maybe you're giving him credit for, but be that as it may, I like the Rays as the second best rotation in baseball. I'm all in there. I agree with you. Even San Severino, Yankees at number 6, they're a little too low. I think at worst, they're the 4th best rotation in the sport. When you have Tanaka and Paxton, and even a guy like Happ, who I know is coming off a down year, backing up, who is arguably the best pitcher in the sport in Cole, I think, again, they're easily one of the top 3-4 rotations in the sport.
Yeah, putting Tampa too high. Glasnow gave up 1 million home runs in the first 3 innings of Game 5 last year. Bruce, he didn't gather the 3rd inning. That's number 1. Number 2, I can't base it on a 12-man staff. Part of Tampa's success is they use all their pitchers, but this is rotation. And the problem with Tampa, all these other teams have a horse at the top of the rotation, and I'll still give you Verlander. They don't have a horse. Morton's pretty good. Snell was excellent, but last year was terrible. He did it 1 year. All these other teams, Buehler's a horse, Cole's a horse, Nationals got 2 horses, Astros got a horse in Verlander. Where's the Tampa horse? Who's the guy that every day fits, give you 8 innings of top quality baseball? Morton went 5 innings against the A's.
Yeah,
I don't. With so many other pitchers, they don't have a horse. That's the issue.
Yeah, I don't know that I would put Morton in that same classification as the guys you mentioned there. I just think he's better than you're giving him credit for. He's a guy that gives you both quality and quantity every time he goes out there. And listen, the one thing you can't get past when you're talking about the Rays and starting pitching is obviously every 5th day they're going to go with the whole opener scenario. And when you have that kind of depth in terms of the discussion we're having here, you have to incorporate that as well, because nobody executes that game plan better than they do.
Yeah, that's why I hesitate with the Rays, because of their bullpen deal. Good job, Bruce. Rotations, the Yankees are too low. We know that Strasburg and And Scherzer deserved to be number one, and Tampa is the difference of opinion with Bruce and I.